Hey, this is Les with Judson Vacuum Systems. I'm here with the world's most reliable and proven truck mount that's ever been produced and ever will be produced. So I'm going to kind of give you some reasons why you should own a Judson truck mount. We're doing an installation of quite a few machines right now, and with the help of Mytee, they make a rotational molded water supply tank. I've used that, but I did a little trick where I actually removed the water box. This is where the cold water comes in from the garden hose. And we've removed this, and we're using John LaBarber's Mytee rotational molded water supply tank. We don't like to put a 55-gallon drum up in a van because it's not made DOT, so we like to try to stay with everything that's legal. A standard drum of about 55 gallons weighs about 450 pounds, so in a wreck that's pretty dangerous. So this tank that we're actually putting in this installation is an 80-gallon tank, but it's kind of neat. Now this is the most simple truck mount that's ever been produced, and it's actually got simpler when we use this Mytee tank where we remove this. So I just want you to look at how it looks. We got another one installed in a van, and I also want to let everybody know what it looks like installed in a vehicle. Water comes in this float, maintains a level. Water goes into the pump cold. It goes in the regulator cold. The chemical is being injected into the pump and the regulator, which is lubricated. When you're injecting your water softener, which is all you should ever run through a truck mount. You should never run an acid rinse through a truck mount or any type of rinse. You want to have a water softener. So actually, when you run the water softener through here and it's pumping cold, it extends the life of these components. I don't know if you know this, but a T&T has 10-year pump seal warranty and a 10-year regulator warranty. It's probably the best warranty in the industry, but we get a lot of life out of that. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you how it's installed in the vehicle and how we use this engine, the internal high-volume, high-pressure fan, to power ventilate all the heat out of the vehicle. It's very unique how we do this, and it really works good as far as keeping heat from building up in the vehicle. So anyway, take a look at this T&T with the water box, and then I'm going to show you this installation, and you'll see how much simpler it is without this box on. So just hand me the camera and let me just grab this camera. All right, now there's our installation. And this is a typical installation we do. As you can see, that the engine is sitting on top of the recovery tank. And you can actually sit in the driver's seat, turn around, and do the maintenance on that engine. And then let me just do kind of informal here. So anyway, let me pull this forward and then do this. And there is the pump. So it's right behind the passenger seat. And it's just like the machine we were showing you over there. But normally that water box, see, it's gone. So look how simple it is now. So there's the pump, the blower sitting on the other side of the engine, and there's an engine. And also our wiring, let me see if I can get it over there. So we only have really 5 main wires on the machine. And it's really nice, it's real simple to trace down any kind of issues over the phone. That's another good advantage of a Judson. It's so simple that it's easy to diagnose the machine over the phone. Now you can see, let me get back a little bit. So there is a I've got the side door. That recovery tank is a heavy gauge, 120-gallon stainless steel recovery tank. And there's plenty of room to get in the vehicle. You can just grab the top of the tank here and actually step into the vehicle. So I'll step on in here and show you how neat this tank is. Now there's John's tank, and then I'll just pan it over so you can see there's a shelving unit. The reel's going to sit right there, so that's facing out the rear. So the big thing is this tank here, and I want to show you how nice it is. That's John LaBarber's rotational molded tank, and I'm going to show you how we used it. We these lines going in are going to the pump, the bypass, and then the fill tank from the garden hose. And I'll show you those lines in a minute going to the pump. Now what we did, we're using a Hudson fill valve. See that valve in there? Those are really nice valves that it's got an internal float that allows sloshing back and forth. Does not affect that valve at all, and it allows the tank to be filled very high. Those are really nice. Now here's the line. Let me going down the wall. Now see, here's how it looks coming out the back. So the heater just sits right there in the middle, on the opposite of the engine. Right there's the engine. So that engine has an internal high volume, high pressure fan, and it blows all the heat out the rear of the vehicle with the engine. And it's a very nice way of getting the exhaust of the heater out. Now that's the number 4 little giant heater. And that heater will maintain 240 degrees on a high flow wand, 10 flow, rotary. You can run a spinner at 1200 psi, trigger on. It maintains 220, will never drop. It'll never drop on a high flow wand. So if you're doing a lot of commercial work and you need high flow, so the heat gets to the end of like 500 feet of hose, so the more the flow, the faster the heat travels to the wand, compensates for running long hoses, and that's what high flow is all about, is getting the heat to the carpet. This thing will maintain 240 on a high flow wand and consumes 1/2 gallon of propane an hour. The engine consumes 9/10 per hour of gasoline, or 9/10 of propane if the engine is a propane engine. Kohler offers a factory propane engine. There's plenty of room to get behind the machine. Behind the heater here, you can see where the float tank used to be. There's the blower, see how nice that is. Coming across, you can see the pumps right there. There's the back of the control panel. Like I said, there's mainly just 5 wires that you have to deal with. It's very simple. It's easy to get to the belts. You can buy those belts at the auto parts. You can run other than that. That's a 3V. You can actually get a 3L or a 4L or run. I've seen people rig even though it's not made for it, but in a bind, be able to go to the grocery. Go to the auto parts and put a 3L, and I've seen them go a year. So we took all the lines, took the paint, took that out, the tank, and this particular customer had just bought that pump on his Hydromaster, and so we're one of the few manufacturers that will take apart and put them on here. So what we did, we took his pump that he bought not too long ago and used it on this new machine and credited him the price of the pump. We'd also do that with engines and blowers. So we're one of the few manufacturers that will work with people like that. You know, if you just spend a good bit of money on parts on your truck mount, we can actually use those parts. I'd be glad to do that for you. You know, and so that's coming out the side door. And like I say, you can get in the vehicle pretty easy. We put the battery in between the passenger and driver's seat. And let me put this back. And then put this back. Okay, so now you can see how the engine just power ventilates everything out the rear of the vehicle. And look how nice it is now. It's just an engine, pump and blower sitting on top of the recovery tank. So it's so nice to do the maintenance. You can actually sit in the driver's seat, turn around and check the oil and add oil, check the belt tension, do the belt tightening from this side. It's so nice to do the maintenance on this machine. Everything's sitting on top of the recovery tank, and it's like it's sitting on top of a workbench. So very easy to get to. We don't modify anything. Everything's stock. That's a stock engine. You know, we don't do anything to the exhaust system, so it's got a full warranty, and so we haven't altered anything, so somebody can't say anything about it. But anyway, I thought I'd make a quick video of John's tanks. It's really nice. It does not have a transfer pump. So, oh, hold on, real fast. Actually, the lines come in, I got them color coded, see? So you know which goes where. But that's the lines coming in to John's tank. And like I say, we do not have a transfer pump. The pump actually draws it out of that tank. Now, with our chemical injection system, we're bypassing back into that tank, and it keeps all the air out of the system. So it's constant. If there's any air in the system, it just blows bubbles in that water tank and keeps it primed. And so that's it. It's real nice. It's clean. It's more simple than it was before. There's a shot over the dash. I've never done a video of the machine installed in a van, and even though the engine is sitting there, it gets plenty of cool air. If you force hot air out of a vehicle, cool air has to replace it. So that's how that engine can be sitting there. Oh, and another thing, when you're cleaning with this machine, you can sit in the driver and passenger seat and there's no heat in the van. Now, if the engine was sitting facing us, then all that high volume air would hit the far wall, and 50% would go to fill the front of the compartment and 50% would go out the rear. But the way it's designed there, everything's being blown out the rear of the vehicle. And so when you get finished with the job, even the back part of the vehicle is not that hot, because it hadn't really built up. It's been blowing it out the rear. So I don't know what else to say. Like I say, it's a simple installation. This is typically how we do them. And anyway, I don't get too long on that, but that's the TNT and how it's installed in the vehicle. Still got plenty of room. All right, it's Les. See you later.